Well, after a number of requests and a few Excel examples, we have brought to you a new analytics report, the sessional RPE. That's what we're going to dive into here. Now you can see this one's going to look a little weird with all the numbers and everything, and you'll see when we get to the athletes because this is kind of a de-identified version of one of my accounts. But you can see that I've already started playing with the sessional RPE. But for this video, what we're going to do is create one from scratch. So let's go ahead and click New Report. As you can see, this is how it'll show for you. A little blue new icon letting you know that it's something new. You can rename it to whatever you want to rename it, but I'll just leave it this for now. And then dive in. So what you can see here is it starts with one group kind of already created for you, but you need to populate what you want to see within it. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do that one with the team, like an entire team. And then I'll create some other groups as well that are going to be only individual athletes. That way I can look at the group or the team and see how that's trending over time. I can look at those individual athletes that I want to pull out, and then I can compare those athletes to the group as well to see if there's any, deviation or variation in what they're reporting versus, in this case, will be the average of the team or the group. So let's go into that. I'm just going to put team. I'm going to select the members. For this one, I'm just going to select the entire team here. That's going to be good. Go up here in the upper right, group to compare, select members. Now, I'm only going to want to see 42468, 42468 athletes on this team. And I'll start with this individual here, looking for the most data points. Now, again, this is a de-identified version of one of my accounts, so it looks kind of goofy. So we're just going to clean it up a little bit, and I'll just name it up top. The good thing is if you use one of your athletes in one of your accounts, it's going to populate that name up there in the group name anyway. So super easy for you. So that's one. I'm going to create a few groups here just so we can see what that looks like. Good. Click save. Now let's select some dates. Let's go with December of last year through the 17th of this February. Looks good. Generate the report. All right, so it has all of those sessional RPE scores plotted throughout that duration on this graph. Now this is where the good thing comes in. To point out first is you can deselect any of those groups that you don't want to see. So right now I just have that entire team. So I can see how that's trending over time. Check out all those plotted points. And then maybe I want to compare an individual athlete to the averages of the team. So I can see how they're comparing to others. Get rid of that athlete, look at another athlete. This person tends to typically be higher than the entire team, but generally speaking, kind of trends the same direction. Kind of the same thing here. So you can see, you can click them all to add them all in, click them all to get them out or to close them all out, but they're always accessible right there for comparison. Now, all this information is also shown in the table below, which is super convenient. And you can also, export this raw data should you want to use it for something else. But I don't spend much time. I don't use this that much. I pretty much am a visual person, so I like this up here. Now, to further understand these plotted points and what the defaults are, let's go into some of this. So, RPE times duration, which is sessional RPE, which is annotated here. And you can see you can hover over this information icon. Now, it's good, this lowercase I within a circle, it's good to be aware of these, because there's a few within the system, and as we keep enhancing our analytics reports and other features, to be honest with you, and the system becomes more sophisticated, we're going to have more of these information icons there just so you know what's going on here, maybe behind the scenes, or how to use it. So keep an eye out for those. This lets you know that sessional RPE is used by multiplying an RPE of a workout times the duration of that workout. So that form that you get at the end of a workout session, or your athletes get at the end of a workout session, where they score it, the RPE, and then at the bottom they have the duration, that's what it's using, that post-workout form. And then the default is average. The reason it's average here is, let's say like in this example where we have that entire team for our first group, well, we don't want the min. We don't want to see the lowest person's score for that. We don't want to see the max, the highest person's score. We want to see the average for the team in this instance. And that's what we're going to use to compare to individuals. But however you want to use it, as you can see, there's a lot of options. You can click on this information icon here and look at the various ways in which those are calculated to see if there's a more strategic way that fits your needs or your desires. Now, the default is sessional RPE, which was shown, but you can also select just RPE. So you can compare the reported intensities. You could do duration. So you can compare the reported duration and see where that deviation might be coming from an outlier in terms of what you would expect from the sessional RPE. Are they reporting higher intensity? Their RPEs are higher than everybody else's. Are their workouts taking longer than everybody else's? The duration is longer. You know, it just kind of puts a little more context to why they may be an outlier and what conversations you need to have. I'm going to go back to this one because this is where I spend the most time. And then the filters, you can select which workouts. Maybe you don't want all the workouts for these people. You only want to select a few. I want them all, so I'm going to leave that here. And then this is daily. If we're looking over, what do we have here? 1, 2, 3 months. Daily might be a bit much, so we could do weekly. And that kind of cleans it up a bit so we can see how things are trending out. You can change it to a bar. I don't typically use that for the sessional RPE, but shooter's choice here, whichever you like. All right, well, again, after many requests and a few good Excel examples, within Bridge Analytics, you now have a sessional RPE report.